everybody, Abe here from CMF HQ in Decatur, Georgia for this week's CMF Tips and Tricks. This week we're going to be talking about white balance. And there really is nothing more exciting than white balance, right? White balance is basically the camera adjusting the color balance of an image so that items that the human eye would perceive as white actually appear white on the recorded image. And you might ask yourself why white stuff wouldn't just appear as white. And the answer is that different light sources have different hues or color temperatures. For example, sunlight on an average day has a color temperature around 5600 Kelvin, and a normal incandescent light bulb has a color temperature around 3200 Kelvin. And on this Kelvin scale, the higher the color temperature, the bluer the light source is. White balance in the video world has its origins in photographic film stock. Since a film camera had no way outside of a filter to account for the color of the light in the scene, film was created with different sensitivities to color, most commonly daylight film and tungsten film. This way, the yellowish light of an indoor scene would appear closer to what we perceive as white. The same goes for a daylight scene, where the bluish light of daylight would appear more white in that scene. On modern video cameras, there are usually presets for daylight, tungsten, as well as a host of other common light temperatures. But there's usually also a way to adjust the white balance based on whatever the lighting situation might be. To set your own white balance, the normal procedure is to find something white in the scene and use that to adjust the color. You can simply zoom in on the white object until it fills the frame, and then press the white balance set button, and it will use its built-in color meter to determine where the color balance needs to be so that the white items actually look white. And from there, you're all set. First, here's Carrie standing in the conference room at CMF HQ. We have the camera set to its default daytime white balance setting. Notice the sun icon. Notice how warm the image looks? That's because the camera is upping the sensitivity to those colors to balance what would be bluish daylight. Now we'll switch to the default tungsten setting, usually indicated by a light bulb icon, and notice how the scene looks more balanced, and that the white items in the room actually look white. Now we'll go outside. Say hello to Sarah. She's one of our new social media interns. We again have the camera set to its default daytime setting, and everything looks peachy. Now we'll switch to the tungsten setting. Notice how blue everything is? Finally, we'll use this white t-shirt to adjust the white balance for this shot of Hannah under the shade of a tree. Again, we'll just zoom in until the white fills the frame and press the set button on the camera, and it will auto-adjust. See the difference between the two? So there you have it, a little history and some examples of working with white balance. And remember, it's always up to you how you want your film to look. If you like the warm look, feel free to use the daylight setting as much as you want. But my last piece of advice would be to never use the auto white balance function on your camera. Shifting color balance makes editing painful and will take up a ton of time in post. And thanks again for watching. Remember to subscribe up above on YouTube and leave comments below on the CMF blog and on YouTube. We'll see you next week. Bye. I can be as close as you need. Where is my mind? Where is my mind?